Clay, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, are government agencies around the country doing enough to be more energy efficient, and what's the potential cost savings for them?
They're doing a lot, but there's a lot more opportunity. You know, typical buildings, you could save 25% or more by doing retrofits of lighting and heating, ventilating, and air conditioning and other systems. A good example of government leadership is the federal government has an energy savings performance contracting initiative. A number of years ago, they pledged to invest $2 billion using this procurement method to improve the energy efficiency in federal facilities. The idea is to pay for those improvements through savings. So the way it works in the federal government is that private financial institutions actually loan money, and it's essentially a long-term lease of the equipment over a period of time, and that financing cost for the infrastructure is paid through savings. A company like Johnson Controls, an energy services company, engineers the project, installs it, and guarantees the savings over the period of the contract, which could be 15 to 20 years. This is a way to make very significant infrastructure improvements without using taxpayer dollars. So it's attractive for the federal government. It's also used in state government. We just announced a very large project in Hawaii where we're going to be renovating all 12 of the major airports across the Hawaiian Islands. It's going to save them $518 million in energy costs over the next 20 years. And we're going to be putting in 9,000 solar panels, upgrading 75,000 lighting fixtures. Very large scale project. We'll save almost 50% of their energy bill throughout the course of the project, and that's very important in helping them meet their goal of reducing their dependence on fossil fuels by 70% by 2030.
Is it getting less expensive now to be more energy efficient in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen through the green buildings movement, for instance, we do a survey every year, 3,000 organizations, executives within their organizations that invest in energy efficiency and renewable energy in 10 countries around the world. And what we found is that 2/3 of them said they're going to be planning to certify either new or existing buildings over the next couple of years. And I think what the market is seeing is that incremental cost to be more energy efficient is getting less and less as the market matures.
So how does New York rank in terms of energy efficiency?
Well, very well, actually. There's some very progressive policies here, such as the disclosure and benchmarking of building performance. The whole Plan NYC type of initiative really says, you know, when I go to buy an appliance at a store, there's a label that tells me how much energy that appliance is going to use. When I buy a car, there's a label on the car that says the mileage I can expect. But the most expensive purchase we make, our buildings, typically didn't have that type of information. So by requiring that disclosure and making it public, it puts some pressure on building owners. The advantage is that what we're beginning to see is data that really suggests that the more energy efficient a building it is, the more valuable it is. In fact, our survey showed that 1/3 of people who lease space in commercial buildings are willing to pay a premium to lease space in a green building.